Congratulations, you got an interview for the job that you're hoping to get scheduled, and you're really nervous about it. So undoubtedly you've been Googling a lot of advice on how to prepare for an interview. Go ahead and read that advice, because I'm not going to talk to you about how you prepare for it other than how you prepare yourself mentally for it. Now, I don't know anyone, myself included, who doesn't get a little nervous or extremely nervous before a job interview, because you feel like you're being judged, and you are. So how do you respond to that without letting your nerves and your frustration just kind of screw up the whole thing? And I've had clients who were extremely qualified for job. One in particular, she just gets so nervous and she over prepares and she writes scripts, and she's never gotten the jobs that she's been interviewing for. So let's talk about how you can avoid that. And it's what I call a Zen approach. Zen, and I know I'm completely making this sound way simpler than it is, but it's all about an attachment. When you're really attached to the idea, I have to get this job, I really want this job is so important to me, you're attached to it, and then if you don't get it, you're devastated, right? So the way to approach it is to actually go into this interview with a sense of detachment from your desire to get the job. And I don't mean be diffident or I don't care about it, but just go in there understanding that as qualified as you may be, as wonderful a person as you may be, you may not get the job, and it may have nothing to do with you. So here's what actually used to happen back when I was hiring. Let's say we whittled down the 50 or so resumes I've gotten, and maybe there were 10 people I called in for an interview. And out of those 10 people, the hiring manager and I usually were able to whittle down the next round to, say, 3 or 4 people. And we had those 3 or 4 people come back in, and then we sat around the table and we was discussing the fact that those people were all equally qualified. So maybe I liked Sarah more than Joe, and maybe the hiring manager liked Joe better than Sarah. But at the end of the day, we acknowledged that all of these candidates were just as qualified and likely to succeed in the position as the other. So how did we decide? Sometimes it was just a matter of that one. So does that mean that the people to whom we did not make an offer were useless and we had no interest in them? No, of course not. And that's why you have to approach going into that interview with that mindset. I might get the offer, I might not. Is it going to affect who I am and how I feel about the job search process? And the answer should be no, okay? It's not always about you. So go in knowing you're qualified and be prepared to be delighted by an offer, or accept the fact that you might not get it this time, next time, or the time after. Thank you for watching my video. You want to learn more about resume writing and how it can help jumpstart your job search? Head over to my website, risingstarresumes.net, and you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'd love to hear from you. And while you're at it, watch some more of my videos to learn about interview tips and what should and should not be on your resume.